Hello and welcome to the skating lesson. I'm Dave Leese.
And I'm Jonathan Byer. Hi, Dave. Wait, is this a racing kind of thing on your collar?
A what? Like
a plaid? Oh no, I misunderstood. Oh, it's very fun. It's very fun.
Situation, yes.
Nice.
It's newly added to the wardrobe. Well, this and that. We are going to be discussing all things going on in the skating lesson and on the piano on Instagram in the skating world this week. So if you're new here, please subscribe below and smash that like button because like Eric Radford, we would like some validation. Okay, Jonathan, can you? Right.
And then we just moved down a third.
It's very clear to me that he is trying to brand himself as the artiste of the world. And we're doing a lot of smoke and mirrors. Remember, Phil Hirsch said that they're going to win the Olympics. Apparently, Phil hadn't seen the Chinese teams or
the Russian teams.
Which I do think that, okay, from the clips that we've seen, they're both tall.
Mm-hmm.
He's great.
You know I love. I'm a big fan.
He's very graceful. Vanessa never really was graceful to me. She's athletic, she's impressive, she is strong.
Yeah, so it's interesting because we would talk about this with her and Morgan sometimes. What she can do is lift her free leg very high.
Yeah.
So although it may not be totally pointed to the end, I think it can be very deceptive because the height and extension she gets in general on her free leg is very exciting, I think. And to like even see them like sort of stroking together in like bigger ways. I don't know. There's something to it.
There's going to be a lot of inside Ina Bauer action happening.
Exactly.
With a lot of angst face. But he doesn't go deep enough. And their music choices, like Harry Styles' Fallen, to me, that's only half artistic. Like that's only going halfway.
Yeah.
You're doing like 50% of the Papadakis and says the wrong thing.
Right.
Not committing 100%. Kind of like the classical music he writes. It's like surface nice, but it doesn't reach film score.
It's very accessible and it's very ambient.
But it doesn't even reach like film score level. Like it stops short.
Yeah, it's just, to my ear, it is designed to be very lovely, if not powerful or, Dave, communicative.
Yeah. But we don't get a full emotional revelation.
Perhaps.
Kind of like this team. And I know that they're saying, like there's talk that, oh, are they going to get all the components? Because obviously Skate Canada's pushing them. I just keep thinking, they may look great in small clips, but remember he had problems training before, which they were very open about with his burnout and his injuries. So when they're having a long season and they start to get tired, like are the lifts going to be the top quality? They may look better in certain angles than KMT and Michael, but KMT and Michael do have years of experience. And I know they're not your favorite, but to me, they're a team that you can count on to deliver a solid performance every time. And I don't know that this new team is going to be able to do that in the first season.
You know, it's funny. As just a truly outside fan, just in the most fan sort of way, I'd still rather have a team that like has some interesting moments and can't deliver consistently than a solid team that doesn't move me. And I do see that
They're going to move you? They're going to move me to vomit if I roll my eyes when I see the piano thing. That's what I'm moved by.
But I'm going to be more moved, I think, by their inherent qualities than maybe
judge for that.
You're welcome to. You're welcome to, because I know we stand on different sides of the fence with KMT.
But she's not using Julie this year, and I always liked her Julie programs. Although, aren't they bringing back the Julie program that they did 2 years ago? So maybe it'll have, but they also work with Mark Pillay, so maybe he touched it up. So, and I
don't know. If we're going Team Can in the way that it's we choose sides. Remember, God forbid, the ice.
I'm Team KMT in this side.
Yeah, and I think I may go Eric.
I've seen enough of Eric Radford in the Speedo shots and enough of him playing the piano to be like, I'll give him some validation, but not Phil Hirsch validation.
Oh, wait, we're going to give him this. Okay. We're going to give him that. We're going to give him that loss.
I'm giving them some validation, but I'm not just like handing the Olympic title to him.
No, yes. Now, excuse me. No one's talking about an Olympic medal.
Or the Canadian title.
No.
I still think that KMT and Michael have a history of delivering strong performances, consistent performances, and I think that that's worth something. And I think it would be I know that Canada's trying to make 2 top teams, but I think it would be a mistake to just go with a team that maybe can't be trusted.
Yeah. Well, that's to be determined, but I think your skepticism in them being able to be trusted is obviously.
KMT and Michael have the in-betweens. And that's the one thing that the US teams don't have as much. If you notice, when pairs can't do the difficult turns, they do a lot of mini lifts, which is like a lot of the Mino and Sand teams that didn't come up, like teams that skated with Delilah for years. Like they don't focus on the skating skills, so they do a lot of like mini lifts as transitions.
Right.
So it's just like a note.
Yeah.
But I have to talking about pairs, your boy, Danny O'Shea, debuted in Chelsea.
Yeah.
At the LA Open.
This is another one, Dave. I thought like, because back when we like watched those like magic memories on ice and we're talking about like what makes like beautiful pairs skating and the protopopovs and all this sort of thing, I really do look at the crossovers or and the stroking in general. And they already seem to have like really lovely unison and connection on that.
Her weakness is in her core because she's tall and lean, but needs those muscles as well, like an Evan Lysacek type or an Nastia Liukin. As a tall giraffe, I know. Listen.
I'm with them.
So with her, she can be flopsy on the jumps. And
I was going to ask you about the jumps because they seem a little bit squirrely. Yeah.
So she used to skate with Brian Johnson, who skates with Jessica, and he split because he felt Jessica was a stronger partner. So with Chelsea, the side-by-side jumps have never been her strength. And they're doing, their throws. The first throw that she does, she lands on 2 feet. And it's not like a grazed, it's like a landing off to the left, right? And putting that foot down. And then they do a throw double lutz towards the end of the program.
Yeah, that was clunky in many ways also, yeah.
But they are, okay, it's interesting because he's really the star of this team. And I don't know that Danny has ever been in the position of being the star. He's always been a reliable performer, a solid performer. He went with it, but they always get into war horses with Jim Peterson. And Tara just gave so much pizzazz and angst and drama. But we never paid attention to what he was doing facially. So them skating to Taylor Swift Lover and having like this like bald straight boy be the star is a little strange to me.
Because it's like literally her singing, you think?
It's a female singer with a male star of the team. That's awkward, right? And he's not like being a flamboyant gay boy, so like it's awkward, right? And when you see it, he's such a good skater. But I think
it's so good. And I think like, you were saying where Tara was the star of that team, I think that was a missed opportunity because she was more like Flash. And I think there's something really internally moving about Danny's expression at times.
I don't know that there is. I think there's something moving about his skating, but I don't know what kind of music moves him. And I don't know that he's ever had to think about it because he's never done it. You're right. He always had Jim pick war horses for them, or Jim and Tara, and he was.
And they're of the age now where I think it is so important for them to be picking the music because it has to resonate with them, and they have to do it, and they have to express it.
I was watching them, and I thought they were very lovely. Their lifts are way better than he ever did with Tara. The twist is better. Other stuff.
And some of the entrances to the lifts, I was like...
Tara was at least on her feet, but you weren't going to get the potential of the jumps. Right. Chelsea's a roll of the dice on the side-by-side triples. She can do them, she can miss them. She missed in the warm-up, landed in the competition, in the short, in the free, hung on to a triple toe, missed the cell. I think it's going to be like that throughout the season. But there is potential there. But I was left thinking, he had a partner when Aliona was looking for partners, but Aliona was making out with young TJ, who's like, Mr. Robinson's situation. Like it was like full on The Graduate when she's married. Why didn't she just steal Danny O'Shea? Why didn't she show up at Great Park, say, "Hi, Alexa, we never got along. I'm taking Danny O'Shea and we're getting out of here."
Yeah.
Why didn't they do that? I mean, her ego is clearly big enough that she could have taken Danny O'Shea. I don't think she's above it. All right.
But in the same way that it took Danny a long time to leave Tara, I think he must make a decision and really commit to it. Like maybe he would have dragged his feet about saying yes if that was the case.
I don't think Aliona takes no for an answer. She goes for it.
Okay.
I think she will do whatever she has to in order to make that pair work.
Okay.
Whatever she has to.
Okay.
I'm not saying she's a nice person. I'm saying that she's a champion. Okay. And I think she should have grabbed him by the beard and yanked him out of there, because the two of them together would be a winning team.
Right. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Instead, we're like middling. You know, Tara was injured. We have Chelsea. Danny's not getting to the top of the podium either way. Right?
I know. And it is unfortunate, because I think Danny is a talent that should be on tops of podium.
Like, he could have ice danced. He's like that solid in his blades that if he put his attention there, he could have done that. He could have done so.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't think he's at any risk of playing to the piano and looking longingly at Angel Vanessa James.
I agree with you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It was just like, what a week. We have Medvedeva debuting Anna Karenina. I mean, the Russians are still like not saying that she's retiring. You know, Evgenia wants it to come from her lips, but you know, we haven't really heard it, but she gave quite the photo shoot. Her man friend who, you know, is a musical artist, and they looked like twins, and it was quite the photo shoot on Instagram. It was so Russian and so right and so many levels. She's getting all of the marks for the Atari students this week. I mean, if there were
no matter what Oksana Bayul says.
Oh my God, let's talk about her. Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
she's the shadiest person.
I know. And there's a part of you that like knows about like, oh my gosh, we're gonna go in loops and the drama and the circus that's around it, but yet you kind of love her for being like, well, yeah, I said that about Balgeva.
She knows how to get attention.
Yeah.
She knows how to start a fight for attention.
Mm-hmm.
She knows how to give a quote for attention in the Russian press.
Yeah.
She wants to promote something. Yeah, like she knows
how to get in there.
She'd be a great reality television star in any country.
Yes.
She knows exactly what to do.
In any medium. It doesn't have to be
how nuanced her shade is.
Oh yeah.
So a former like Galena student from Connecticut who was there at the time, like started messaging me, and I was like, you're just gonna have to call me. We're gonna have to talk this out, because she wanted to know what I really thought. And I was like, well, I kind of think some things, you know, that I would never say publicly. Right. And my favorite is when she talks about her coach, and she always talks about the assistant coach. Because that's like just epic shade. Like that's like to say that like, you know, Galena didn't really coach her. That's like fabulous, right? Like that is so connivingly shady. It's fabulous. It's amazing. Okay, like you can't make it up.
Yeah,
she's incredible. And then she was definitely like, I mean, the shade she was throwing about Terry being the coach and the manager, who's like, oh, I wonder what she's talking about there.
Right.
There was all sorts of stuff going on. Oh my God. I mean, a Bayul interview is just like, get popcorn.
Yeah. And pull up a chair. Here we go.
I love her. Okay. I can't quit her. All right.
We never will. She's never going away.
She is top of mind always. All right.
Okay.
I would like a sit down. You know when the Russians do like the sit down interview with the guy when he like gets them? I would like him to fly his behind to Vegas, sit Bayul down, and give her the attention she wants and deserves.
Yeah. Okay? And she'll deliver.
I want to know what her husband really does for a living to fund these like projects, or what's going on with the Sonia Henny movie. I've got a lot of questions. I have my own inner dialogue about it, but you know, I would like to know.
Okay. Fair enough. Inquiring minds do want to know. And you're the head of the pack on that.
I've been consistent about this. She wants to do Champions on Ice in Vegas. I think it's a great idea, but I think Oksana needs to hire Tanya Harding, Surya.
Nicole,
Adam Rapon, Johnny Weir.
Yes.
Rudy Galindo.
Yes.
Maybe Star Andrews. And I don't think she's going to the Olympics. Okay.
Yeah. Not after this LA Open, maybe.
And I'm trying to think who else. Like a Roheen Ward. Yes.
Yes. Nice choice.
we would all go see it. All
yeah,
right.
maybe Philippe Candeloro, just bring them all out from the past.
You know, I want a cast where you actually don't know who is going to show up from night to night for reliability.
Correct.
Factor.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it needs to have like a 3-drink minimum. Just so that if someone doesn't show up, you don't actually care. We could just play a highlight film of like an interview and it would be good enough.
Yeah, okay. A highlight reel, amazing.
We could play like Tanya's interview with Connie Chung, and like as a warm-up act.
Yes.
You know how Kathy Griffin does like a highlight reel of all of her like TV show appearances? We could have like a reel of all of them. And all of the joy they've brought to our lives.
All the fluff pieces, all the sound bites. Yeah.
Yes.
For sure. For sure.
Like so much talent, excess. Oh my God, the wardrobe budget would have to be just astronomical.
Really, yeah. Yeah.
Why not have them improv from night to night? I don't think we should waste money on a choreographer.
No. And like maybe surprise them with a piece. Maybe the audience votes for the piece and the skater when you come in.
Roll the dice.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. I'll be there. I would be in the front row.
My God. Okay.
Yeah. And I'd pay a
recreate the swan number. She can come out. It could be lit. She could just do swan arms. Okay. It could be on plastic ice. I don't care.
Yeah.
All right. I am freaking going.
100%. Right? Or wait, you got to give everyone else's iconic programs. I thought I guess that means we give Oksana. We give Oksana the Swan. We give Surya the Broadway medley. And we give Oksana the
Ronnie, we're going to do the program with the lamp, okay?
Okay. Yes. Oh, Dave, you're in underwear.
No, I am not. Those are shorts. My God. Okay. You ruined my lamp moment, Jonathan. You really can't help yourself. You gotta be shady and you cannot help yourself.
No, I'm just, it was just prominently featured. And they would work for a nice Genie Lamp program. She was in something similar, except purple.
Purple was fabulous. All right.
Yes.
My God. How rude. All right.
Someone else. I'm curious to talk about Milwaukee.
All right, let's go into it. Okay, because there was some real Russian energy happening. This was like a Jersey war. Like we haven't seen this since The Real Housewives, since Dina Manzo and Danielle Staub met at Chakra on Route 7. No, it's Route 4. And ever since they met at Chakra, we haven't seen such a clash of the Titans, okay?
That was the flipping of the table? This had flipping of the table energy to it.
I mean, it's that show, right? Okay. Yeah. This was like, there's Lindsay Thorngren.
The athlete.
Yes, the one where Jonathan didn't like the program or the costume, and Jonathan led to World War happening in the Ice House lobby when I had COVID.
Yes. I stand by my remarks as they applied to the musical selection and
they
wardrobe.
Replied to Jonathan, and Dave said that she was very impressive at the Nationals. Dave said that Lindsay made 2 early mistakes and came back fighting because she was well-trained and a fighter.
And Jonathan questioned not the skater, but the people that gave her that material. I wondered if it was the best vehicle for her, reminding people what that vehicle really was.
You love to make it worse, don't you? You just said that you're questioning the people. My God, you love to make it. You cannot help yourself. Okay.
I stand by it.
I hope that they can send you hate mail. All right.
They did. Fear not.
All right. Next, we have Isabeau, who's the South Jersey version, also coached by another girl named Yulia. And the 2 Yulias grew up together at the Red Army rank in Moscow. Okay.
Yulia is Isabeau coached by.
I don't know her last name.
Okay. It wasn't like.
I haven't met this Russian. Okay. Oh, I don't know her.
The other Yulia. Okay.
It's actually nice.
Okay. Well, she certainly has a student who skates beautifully. I'm very confused by the joke.
She's giving us the Sacha Cohen poses, and she skates slowly enough so that we can really appreciate them.
She can hold them because, she's taking her time. Where it takes me out, like, this is my kind of skater. I was like, this is everything I want from this kind of program and this kind of skater. However, I am utterly confused by the lack of speed and like sort of launching positions into some of these jumps. I just don't understand.
Obviously practices her jumps from a standstill.
Okay.
which is a technique, but then she goes so slow and then she just cranks the body where I'm like, okay, that's gonna be a back injury as soon as she starts to go through puberty.
Well, and it's such the antithesis of the beautiful thing she would be doing right before the jumping pass, you know?
I mean, we have got to get her to an ice dancer to have any speed into them, but she is so lovely. Like,
yes.
She has like wow factor and X factor, but I was a little, okay, I really enjoy her style of skating, but I am not blind to the fact that she has a serious lack of speed and technique that I don't believe will last.
Sustainable, yeah.
Right. Once you gain any sort of weight, just because of the mechanics involved. How she cranks on the Lutz toe is just, it reminds me of Lipnitskaya, okay?
Yeah.
And that kind of a back injury, which did actually happen, by the way. Everyone said we were so rude when Jenny and I talked about it, and then it was like,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And also what happens is that the girls develop eating disorders when they then try to figure out like, why could I do the jumps when I weighed 2 pounds before? And it was like, you never actually had the technique that was gonna survive.
Right.
So then you try to starve yourself back down. This is like what happens, Jonathan, okay? Like,
instead of just developing a more solid technique, yeah.
Right. And it's almost too late, okay. But she has wow factor, but I do worry that on the Junior Grand Prix against the Atari girls, she'll get killed. I think she'll bring home medals, so it'll seem like things are going really well until it falls apart.
Yeah, the positions again are gorgeous.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Spin positions are stunning, the musicality, the face, the
music itself, classiest music choices of the event.
The hair to me was like Anne Frank celebrating her bat mitzvah in the attic, you know, in the free. I didn't understand, you know, the free program, not my favorite. I have to say, I didn't like that music when Caroline Jang used it.
I didn't mind it.
Of course you loved it, it's German. You know, and it was fine. It was
okay.
It was like, listen, we picked up the Russian war horse. You know, it was a Sasha Cohen discard. Sasha thought about it. Galina Cohen picked something else.
Okay.
Listen, I love Sasha Cohen too. I would say Sasha had better jump technique
and
a more realistic quad.
Correct. I agree.
But fabulous. And there was just gritty energy happening there. That girl went out to slay, all right?
Yeah, and did a quad attempt that, I mean, again, whether or not we see that ever being ratified is another thing, but like, she went for it.
She went for it, okay?
Yeah.
She, the whole performance, she was in the lead, she went out and she delivered. I mean, this reminded me of like when we had the baby ballerina of like Jenny and Deanna and Naomi Nam and Sasha and like all the girls and their mothers who hated each other. I mean, this was an intense.
It's important to have that though, this sort of like competitive depth at that junior level. I think that's very promising for what's coming ahead. We saw several quad attempts here from different skaters.
Oh my God, Mia Kalin, who landed 1.75 quads because the second one got a Q. Now, incredible, but it does appear that that's all they focus on.
Yes, right. Because even then, like when she goes into like
I'm very consistent with this, and this is nothing that I would say behind their back. I've said this very directly. I believe that as soon as Alyssa Liu doesn't make the Olympics, Massimo Scali and Jeremy are up for grabs. They're in the same ice with different coaches. And I'm not saying that she needs to switch to them full time, but you grab them for your team. As soon as Arthur acts up with the Olympic stress, which I believe will happen, you steal those coaches. Add them in and have them work on your skating skills before it's too late.
Yeah.
Because we're like circling the period of when it's too late for Mia to improve the skating skills.
Yeah.
I don't know how she passed senior moves. Maybe they're like doing the thing where they like, you know, you don't want to test too far ahead. Some people like to go at the level. Oh, I'll do junior, I'll test junior. Job. That girl, incredible talent. Incredible. Obviously a hard worker. We need to apply that work to the skating skills. All right.
Well, in so many ways, we have like such swinging pendulums between like an Isabeau and her.
She's like the Trusova of the San Francisco area. I mean, my God. All right. This was, obviously she's a fighter. Obviously she's a gritty competitor.
Right.
She may grow up to be shady like Oksana Bayul with that amount of competitive intensity. Okay.
I look forward to the interviews already. Yeah.
Roxana had good skating skills.
Yes, she did.
And if we do not get some speed into these jumps and some flow and some edges,
yeah,
we're going to have some problems.
Yeah.
But that girl doing 2 quads out there, I mean, they buried her in the short. They gave her like 0 components.
Right, well.
And she can't do the quad in the short. She went out in the free, and that girl just like slayed.
Yeah. And it's interesting again, because we know, yes, the skating skills are obviously very lacking. Do you think another federation wouldn't care and push her more anyway? Like, the US does seem to be sending their message, and we talked about this even in junior nationals last year, like they keep her in her place because they don't want to reward her lack of skating skills.
And in the words
there's a place for her somewhere.
In the words of Galia talking about a different skater, it takes talent to do a triple Lutz with that bad technique. All right, that was.
But that's an excellent point.
That she willed that triple Lutz to happen. Okay, that girl.
Yeah, it's a wonky technique for having such amazing quads, attempts, and then
you can tell where the focus is going.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, she can rotate like no.
So clean up the Lutz so you have a quad Lutz. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God, how much do you think Arthur is just like pissed? Because Alyssa is not really doing those quads right now. They're working on making her triples bigger. How much do you think he sees that every day and is like, I don't get the vibe that they're friends. I've seen no Instagram posts of them together.
Yeah,
so
fair enough. And maybe that's better.
Oh, it's good. Listen, these Russian girls, they came to play. All right. Now we have Lindsay. Lindsay changed her second triple, like while she was there. The program that you see is not the program that she trained every day, because she got an edge on the flip in the short program. So her second triple in the free, when she gets to the second half, they're 2 triples. It's usually a flip toe and then a Lutz Euler sow. And they switched it out and she went for a loop toe. And the loop's not even one of her better jumps. So because they didn't want to get the edge call on it to lose points. I mean, this is how competitive these girls are. Lindsay went for that triple axel. I don't believe she's ever landed it cleanly.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you because like it was the kind that I was left unsure of what the future of that may look like. Like as someone who's been working on axel technique, like what did you see? Did you just need more height?
She needs more height and speed.
Okay.
I think the speed definitely.
Okay.
And this aggressive attack. She had a double axel that always had a little bit of a drag into, it almost paused a little bit.
Okay.
Compared to her other jumps, I don't think the forward takeoff is her most natural.
Okay.
Because her Lutz is obviously very secure and she's a good toe jumper too. Maybe she could do a quad toe, maybe even easier than I don't know. I think she worked on all of them. Look, she's a hard worker. Like that girl is. And she's going to France to work with Benoit, which I do think that she gave more in the performance in the competition than she does when she practices.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that 100%.
Now, the voiceovers about wanting to play chess.
Yeah, it didn't really work for me because we've been talking about the text overlay and we hear it from a couple of people.
Remember what Kristen Fraser said? She got a program. It has really nice music, and then Benoit put in this French shit that I don't even know what it's saying with the voiceovers. All right.
What it indicates is that you're telling a story, and right now Lindsay is skating to the music. I don't necessarily get story from it. So then suddenly, when there's so much dialogue over it, you're like, wait, what are we doing? I thought we were just kind of skating and doing some big jumping passes.
I think that they need to add a real glittery queen chess piece to the costume, like Tarasova style.
Yeah, go all in so we know the story being told.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, because the adding the dialogue is an indicator you're going all in.
Yeah.
It's one of those things I can tell they're working on her presentation, and because she's a good student, you can clearly tell that. She will get into a position and really hold it and extend it like I can tell she's been told to. So for me, inherently, what is the next step is trying to emotionally motivate those moves so that they come from a place of heart instead of a place of appeasing probably a very lovely choreographer or movement person in front
one of the quietest people you'll ever meet in your life, Jonathan. Okay, like I don't even know, like
she's the quietest person.
Yes,
I get that. I get that, and it's not easy then to like become so vulnerable.
Julia Lautsova is loud enough for both of them. Okay, like,
and if you have that, you're not the performer in the dynamic, perhaps.
I just think that she is such a gritty athlete, but I think what she needs to do is add some speed, add just a little more spark to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have that extra speed and the spark and you land the jumps on that music, I think the music will allow it to build.
Yes.
And if he could land the triple triples cleanly at championships, I think she has a better shot. And I think also if the loop isn't working by like September, they should flip it out, do 2 toes and the Euler sow, and I think she could get those clean. The loop is riskier. I thought the one in the short was one of the better ones that she's done, and they gave her the cue on it.
Yeah, I
giving her the cue. It may not be worth it points wise. Maybe just do a toe.
Because how did you feel about? So she finished off the podium here.
Yeah.
And so I went and watched the third place girl, who I'm afraid I can't remember her name at the moment. Leah. It was an. Sorry, I'm making it sound.
They were all Tammy skaters. Okay, there's Claire and Karen Smith.
She had that vibe to it, like a Tammy skater who was like pleasant. But Lindsay,
they have great skating skills. The Tammy girls brought the skating skills to this event. They didn't necessarily bring the jump consistency, I think, but I know that Victor Pfeiffer's starting to work with Tammy a bit, so I think he could really add the jump technique, because technique is not Tammy's strength. She's more like Lautsova, where she's going to make them run that program and get that training done, which not every coach does when we talk about the boys. My God. Okay.
Right.
It was Claire Seo that was third. Lindsay was fourth. Josephine Lee was fifth. Cannon Smith was sixth.
Okay.
That was right. I didn't want to say the wrong girl and then have someone be like, you are racist. Okay. Like that is, as soon as she said you didn't know the girl's name, I was like, God, insecure. All right. All right. Listen, we have Tammy. She is our coach of our Asian Americans. All of her top students. We've got Karen Chen, Shin, Audrey Shin. She coaches Claire. She coaches Cannon Smith. She coaches. It's just incredible. Okay.
I'm sure she's coached Ting at some point. Ting was in Milwaukee, right? That's where I was watching her skate.
We'll discuss that later. That's
okay.
That's a whole lot of Russian fun. Okay.
Okay.
Right. But yeah, I think the Tammy skaters have the skating skills, but they don't have the jumps like the other ones. But I think that if Tammy can get these girls consistent, clean triple triples, it'll be enough for them to be competitive. But they have to be consistent, you know, and that's where they're going to get them. Because I would let the other girls try the quads. How are they going to do? Because the other girls are going all in on the jumps, not in on the skating skills. Right. So I think that at this point, if you were just more well-rounded and you stabilize the technique and then you add a triple axel in or something like that, maybe that's kind of the better strategy. And they clearly need to compete consistently. Cannon Smith seems young. I do think that they try to make Cannon as young as possible with her programs, which is a little bit of a cringe to me. That we go from like a very literal Mary Poppins to...
Right, oh my goodness, remember that.
Yes, so it's not my favorite, but I think that girl has so much expression, so much talent, so much like natural flow and a ride on the blade. And I think Claire is quite good as well.
Yeah.
I loved Josephine Lee taking Alina Zagidova's exact music edit and putting it on the ice. It was like she just took it off of the Junior Grand Prix, did YouTube to MP3, downloaded, did it. In the prettiest dress of the field. All right?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Imagining. All right. This was like incredible performance. But
it was a good crop of skaters. It was a very like fulfilling and enjoyable watch.
Most of them are going to compete senior at the championships. They're competing junior here to go for the
that'll switch a lot in the Deaf Net Nationals. It will be very interesting.
You've got Mia against probably Cannon will probably stay junior, but you watch I mean, it was Tammy and the Russians. That's a lot of intensity, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
We didn't get enough of good shots on the warm-up ice. If we could have seen the coaches and the athletes, if it had more of a panoramic view. But
again, I was glad that they were streaming it.
Yes, but like I would like to see like a mic on Lautova, a mic on Tammy, because Tammy, she holds her intensity in. That's what makes Tammy so scary.
Right, because it's unexpected. Well, that's what people said about Mia Kalin.
But like she always seems calm when you know she isn't.
Right.
There's fire in that woman.
Yeah.
I respect it. All right. She just think about it. She went into the house of Tom Z and just picked off those skaters one by one.
Yeah.
Because she's at the steady, cool river. That is, like, you know, Vincent's going to wind up back with her. And I think she has the confidence that he'll come back.
Okay.
You just watch that Tammy Gamble, all right? She went into a political minefield and had the confidence that she'd be just fine.
Yeah, and she was. Impressive.
I'll never get over when those coaches pretended that they were all going to work together and it was going to be fine.
I know.
And remember when we said that we give it like how many months?
I know. That was a crowded ass kiss and cry moment.
Remember, it was like Christy Crawl and Tom Z and Tammy and...
Was it even Drew around then as well?
I don't think he was in the group photo.
Okay.
But he gave quite the interview, and like, God love Drew. He is the son of a politician. And that interview that he did with Claire Cloutier, I never know how to pronounce her last name. It's Claire Cloutier? Is it French? Like what? Okay.
Should be Cloutier.
Claire, the Divine Sport blog.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to be seen as just a technical coach or an artistic coach. I would like to be both. Yes.
That seems strange that to so compartmentalize and stay in your own lane, because they should all be feeding each other in some ways.
I don't know that anyone actually thinks of themselves as that, but he set that up. He set the narrative that he's the well-rounded one. And that's what's genius about it, Jonathan. Okay?
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
He knew just what he was doing, all right?
Right.
He works with everyone. He works with everyone's kids. He's the politician.
All the disciplines, yeah.
Remember, he's Vincent's current head coach. He manifested this to happen. He's dealing with all of those strong personalities.
Yeah, of which there are many. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. But these boys okay. You know, I was thinking of putting some of the boys up. And then I was like...
You did put some.
No, John.
Oh, no?
It would have been me. Okay?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, understood.
Because the TSO viewers, they write such comments on the videos that I can't police. All right. And whenever we get so sensitive, if we say something, I mean, they just had these girls are 12 and they had at it in the comments. Like, you think that we said it?
Right.
You read those YouTube comments. All right. They just went in.
Okay.
If we put the boys, it's good to know that, you know, the girls showed up prepared, but boys mature later, right?
Okay.
I've seen Joe Klein do the most gorgeous jumps on Instagram.
The triple axel even, which had been so long awaited, yeah.
I would like to see Joe post a full program run through on Instagram, and then we'll be in business.
That will be the most impressive. Okay.
That would impress me more. Even if he did a double axel in the program, I would like to know that he's done that program from beginning to end with elements in it.
Yeah.
And that any of his competitors have.
Right.
Who I think are less talented.
Right.
Ilya Malinin to me is like all limbs, some brute force, and clearly going to wind up with Raphael.
Yes, that's an astute observation. I mean, he does look in that sort of like gangly process. Do you know what I mean? He's like in process at the moment. And again, such talent and such exciting moments, but here it seemed chaotic. It seemed disorganized, the skating.
He was the best of the lot.
Yeah.
And he clearly has talent.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, you don't have a mom like that and not. I'm just saying. You were born with springs in your legs.
And how do you feel about the rumors of Nathan Chen bringing back Nemesis?
Okay, are you ready for my answer?
Yeah.
Which one is Nemesis?
It's the one he bombed at the Olympics twice. Yes. Yeah.
Like he's trying to prove a thing. They're trying to make that the story.
It's like Gracie bringing back the program for when she threw the jacket.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Why are all of our skaters trying to have these emotional breakthrough moments?
In some ways, yet sabotaging, perhaps.
They're like facing trauma one-on-one. Okay?
Yeah. It's like going to the scene of the crime or something. It's terrible. Well, I don't know. I mean,
but you loved that program. You were obsessed with Nemesis. You loved it. It was your favorite.
Did I? Okay. It just, now, of course, all I remember of the program is what happened at the Olympics. And of course, then you're asking everyone to talk about it. You're asking it to be the question every reporter hits you with.
But he's going classical for the free. So Phil Hirsch is going to love it.
Well, oh, did he say
No.
Okay. But great.
I believe he's skating to something by like a musical prodigy of a young age, you know. And but there's a rumor in that camp that Brezhnev, Bryan Adams medley.
That, you know what? I'm not going to pretend to be surprised.
Imagining Raphael, who rides to the rink on a motorcycle, rocking out to Canadian Bryan Adams every day from the 1980s.
Amazing.
Come on. Think about it. All right. It is like Jersey Shore on ice. All right. Is Armenia the Jersey Shore of the Soviet Union? It must be. Okay. It's just, come on. All right. That is so right. Okay. That just incredible.
Yeah, but he's always like, Brezhnev's always done that kind of stuff too. Like he's always like tried to do that sort of like dated rock, you know? So that makes sense to me.
You just picture Raphael loving it, right?
He's literally just choosing a Rika Kihira on occasion at the rink.
Like that grizzly bear of a man. Oh my God, just think.
It's kind of bopping his head.
Right? I mean, yeah. So
now my music announcements that were most exciting this weekend.
Okay.
Kolyada doing Nutcracker. I'm all in. I am all in. I know.
Are you acting like this is original?
No, not at all.
I was watching War Horses. I was thinking like I would have preferred Swan Lake.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, there's so much of Nutcracker.
I'm upset. Why wouldn't he use Averbuk for Schindler's List? That man loves the Holocaust and a World War II film more than Steven Spielberg.
You know
like,
what? Because maybe Kolyada knows what his Schindler's List material will look like.
No. There's no one who knows a tragedy better than Averbuk. Okay, I mean, a 9/11.
The real tragedy is not doing the Nureyev program, because I think that was...
No, he's gonna bring it back.
Yeah, he's got to.
You know what's gonna happen is he's gonna do Schindler's. Jason's gonna do Schindler's. People are gonna talk about the other program. He's gonna like probably head case the beginning of the season because he's Kolyada. And then they're gonna flip the programs before the nationals. He's gonna skate so well. Taras was gonna be like, Angel Boy deserves to be medalist at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh, we are going to win the championship with Kolyada. He will be skating Nureyev. Oh my God, so beautiful, Angel Boy. Oh, imagine it. They win, Championka Olimpijske, like the team. He will be doing Nureyev at the Olympics.
Okay. I wondered if that was
this is like big situation. Okay. It is like you cannot do the same program 2 years. No. We get a new program. Everyone says program. Just okay.
Well, and it is a genius way to make it fresh again instead of just recycling it. Yeah.
Bring back.
Yeah.
My God, bring back original costume, not bullshit practice Nureyev costume we see.
But I don't know. I think there's enough material in the Nutcracker that they could, in a short program, do something very effective for him. And I'm glad they're like not trying to do something pop.
Excuse me. What would Russian people say if a Jason Brown or an Adam Rappan did a Nutcracker?
What do you mean?
The Russians would call it a women's program. They would say it's women's music. Well, oh yes, you know it. Okay.
Oh, really? I don't do the Nutcracker as women's music.
Oh, they would absolutely say it. Yes, they would. Okay.
Like a Russian dance and things like that within that. That's so masculine.
What would your Guden say about a Jason Brown type doing the Nutcracker?
Make a Clara joke. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You know, Tchaikovsky said that Nutcracker was the shittiest thing he ever wrote.
Where's the line?
Amazing. Well, it would have made him the most money today.
I'm kidding. All right. It is no Swan Lake. Okay.
It's not. Or Eugene Onegin, the opera.
So I mean, it was good. So Lindsay is going to work with Benoit, and she's going to work with Hot Sergey on the triple axel. Now we can only hope. You know, Plushenko said that his contract with Hot Sergey is over, and if Eteri's not going to bring him back, I have never seen someone so right for the Ice House in my entire life. I have never seen such a coach that is destined to like coach in New Jersey, maybe date a mother, maybe date a young student of like 19 years old, and live in Edgewater, New Jersey. I think that
you see it for him. Okay.
I see it. Okay. I think
you said Victor was working with Lindsay initially on the triple axel.
Yeah, but now she's going to work with Benoit, and he's at the Benoit camps.
Okay.
So, but Victor's in town right now. But yeah, she's going there to work with Benoit for artistico presentation, right? Hopefully some speed for Lindsay so she can get that extra pop on the triple triples. I think if Lindsay can get the speed, she could be the Brady Tennell of New Jersey. Okay, like I think, right? Brady's a little bit old. She can be the reliable one, but she needs wow speed. Wow speed, Jonathan.
And she's strong, so it stands to reason she could achieve that. Yeah,
she's no danger of becoming a Michelle Kwan or Carolina Kosmicek. So I think we need to go with speed. The Tara Lipinski, like speed, attack, and jumps. Speed and jumps, landing on the beat of the music, we're getting points. All right?
Totally. Now, what did you think about all these new programs in Japan?
Wait. You didn't even go with Natalia Linchuk playing singles coach. John, she's coaching, Emily Zhang and Ting Shui. They have the most beautiful programs I've ever seen in my life. Okay,
they are lovely.
Zhang's programs are both choreographed by Matthew Gates, the ice dancer who skated with Yves Shalom. You would never seen such beautiful programs in my entire life. But they're only working with Priscilla Hill as a jump coach like once or twice a week. It was like both girls were skating beautiful programs and forgot that they had to jump because there was just like no speed happening before the jumps.
I was excited to see Ting and even the minute when she started moving, you're like, oh, this, I loved this. I missed it.
Remember, like I always felt like there was something a little off in her skating. Like this work with Linachuk has improved them both, like emotionally, artistically, skating skills wise.
But it's all gonna be for naught if she can't land anything.
And Emily Zhang actually has gorgeous jump technique. So they need to get a real jump coach in that way.
Yeah, Ting needs help.
We need to get these girls. I hope they're going to Liberty because it's right in their backyard against Gracie Gold. But she's still with Lambiel right now. She's not been in the rink yet. So
okay.
We need these girls competing again because it looks like they forgot how to jump in competition. And they are both so talented. If you look at Emily Zhang, go look at her like fake sectionals performance from last year where she did the jumps, but she like had an invalid choreo sequence. And then you watch her here with the added emotion, like she could be the best skater in the country.
Yeah.
But she needs to compete. And Ting is such a beautiful skater, like the most beautiful, but she's grown.
Right.
And it was like
I had to remember that was indeed her. Yeah.
She did like a gorgeous double axel in the short. And then it was like, speed is going to be more important for her now that she's taller. And it was like she forgot to push going into her Lutz.
Right.
Then got into her head after the Lutz and did double toe.
Right.
But she's like one of the most talented ladies.
Yeah.
Listen, these programs are too good that Linachuk pretending to be a singles coach is fine. Just get a jump coach.
Yeah.
Call Valentin Nikolaev. Call Victor's brother. Call anyone. All right, just like get these girls with a jump coach.
Yeah.
Or call Priscilla in more of the days of the week, but like.
Yeah, because again, all this beautiful work they've done won't count for anything if they don't sort the other out.
My God.
Yeah.
They're both too pretty to like have this happen. All right. They are so pretty. But it's like they're competing in solo dance, Jonathan. All right.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I mean, did Emily Zhang have 17 step sequences in that program? I mean, the transitions, the knee bend, best I've ever seen. All right. But then it was, yeah. I don't know. Okay, so let's go into the Japanese programs. Talk it out. What did you feel? What do you think? What are you feeling?
Well, I understand it's early. I understand that. And it's just, and with spotlights, it's not my thing at all. But I was really hoping someone was going to emerge. Like, I really wanted Wakaba to like throw down the gauntlet and be like, nice try, everybody else. I'm on that team no matter what. And unfortunately, and in some ways, understandably, there were technical limitations to this performance. Sorry, there's like a mosquito around me. I don't mind. I know I will probably be on the outside of this. I don't mind the Lion King music.
Okay.
Your favorite or you hate it?
No, I'm okay.
Oh, okay. At parts, it's like coming down so heavily and loud that it's almost oppressive, but it does have this big cinematic build. I could see it being a moment if she skates clean. Unfortunately, she was far from doing that here.
She's so clearly, to me, the most technically sound. Actually, I think she's the biggest all-around talent of the Japanese ladies.
She's the most gifted, like, legs, in the same way that, like, we were saying with Gracie, and you were like, I'm sorry, at any day, she is still the most talented natural jumper in all of the United States.
Wakaba has the most emotion, the most performance, possibly the best skating skills of the top few girls that we see. What is happening in the training? Because the consistency is not there, but everything else is.
She has it, yeah, and she performs in her own way, like especially when she was doing like the pop programs. I mean, bless her heart, I remember when they gave her Scheherazade back in the day, and I was like, not the way in with this particular skater. But she has a performative quality to her and kind of has an open emotional channel thing that she can do when she performs at times. It's very exciting. She's the one I'm
rooting. A lot to the flip in the second half. I mean, she needs to really create that moment and do the triple axel.
Yeah, yeah.
But I see more potential in her than I do in either Kaori or Rika.
So I'm trying to figure this out.
And top potential, right? I think Kaori can get you to a certain level. I think like Kaori is going to get here. I think we've been faking it for years that Kaori is ever going to get that triple axel. I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's like at this point. I think we find new ways to mask Kaori's like lack of posture. And it's hard because every time we see a new program, unless she performs wow cleanly with her speed, you can look at Kaori and be like, oh, she's so exciting when she does the thing at the Matrix. Or you can look at her and be like, she's got no posture, but she seems really lovely. And like she loves skating. And
can deliver an exciting moment in spite of that lack of posture at times. Like I think the World Team Trophy was obviously like a real moment when someone's just nailing clean content, like it inherently gets the crowd going. But I was looking closely because you changed my mind about her back in the day when you were like, look at the waist down and see how powerful her legs are, the knee bend, the speed she is achieving. And it made me.
She doesn't have great ankle bend, but she's got knee bend.
I'm wondering if something in her, like the way she moves her ribs, like her rib area is frozen. So that she only moves like angularly with the entire rib cage, almost in isolation. Like I was trying to figure it out. Like, is this really just if she's upright or not? Is this about like her arms not being, moving in beautiful ways? Like, where is that disconnect for me? And I think like this whole area for her moves as one solid unit, and there's not like a flexibility in the ribs or something, and that's what makes her seem so much stiffer to my eye.
Lack of like grace and the Benoit lack of finesse,
of like curvy fluidity in the body is missing. It moves in sections.
So after Benoit has his show and does all these programs, are we just gonna have like reach the saturation point where we're like,
or for all you know, we know he's become like a fixer in some way, or has been viewed as someone to give those.
Come on, like we know that Kaori doesn't have it and the Brady doesn't have it in that certain way. Like, I don't know. It's like,
because you can only lead a student as far as they're able to go. Like, I don't know if she can unlock
that. Skating to me. What Emily Zhang did minus the jumps, that was skating to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we're going in this direction where we've got no skating skills and we're just doing these quads, like, that's sad to me.
Yeah, of course.
And I like Kaori's power. You want to see someone skate to that gladiator music? Nicole Bobek skated to that Now We Are Free at a Caesars event from like 2011 or 2012. YouTube it, gorgeous. Okay, she expressed that music. Then watch Kaori. Tell me who was the better skater.
Right.
Not jumps. Not jumps.
Right. Yeah.
Like expression, feeling that music.
Yeah.
Nicole was free from her drug addiction. She was free from her shackles, and she was just.
Well, she had lived life. I mean, she had something to express.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And like, for instance, then Rika in this Titanic moment with like a community theater production of Rose's dress, I was like, oh my goodness.
The dress, hideous.
And listen, it's not just like snark about packaging. It's like you're taking away from the skating.
I found the skirt of the dress to be distracting, and it almost looked like a parachute as she was doing jumps. Like it went the way
all this like stuff here. I was like, I can't.
The program is nice. David Wilson did it. He's more interesting with the music edits. I think he made her look more lyrical than she typically is. But to me, she was injured when we heard it was a back injury last year. We never got like full confirmation of what it was. But her only doing axles and sows made me wonder if she's still inhibited by the injury. I didn't see her movement looking as free. And I was just wondering if she's already putting out like a full long program, how much time has she had to really rest? You know, the Japanese leaders go out and they perform these programs so early. And maybe too early. Like they show us their.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like I don't think it did Wakaba any favors with the Japanese Skating Federation or judges to go out and fall twice when she's doing a full on.
Right.
Even under spotlights.
Right. And without the triple axel.
Doesn't it just play into the narrative that she's inconsistent?
Right. Even if it's her own narrative.
And with Rika, I know Aberbuk said that he thinks that she's the only one that could even like hold a candle to the Russians. Even if she winds up with the cricket club, I don't think there's enough time.
I don't think there's enough time either. I think it's a timing issue. You're right.
Like, I think they can improve it. You love to talk about how slow she is. I mean, how fast can Tracy Wilson improve that speed, right?
In this amount of time, when they're also preparing for all of her assignments. I mean.
Yeah, it's a nice program. It's lovely. I think she's the pewter medalist at the Olympics.
Yeah. Well, we think she's been pewter medalist several times, but yet ends up below that.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's injury or
she's the Angela Nikodinov of the World Championships. Okay, I mean, she's the Tanya Kwiatkowski.
Amazing.
Great medalist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about her. I want Wakaba. Now, how about Yuzu walking back the fire for the third Olympics? And he was like, I don't have as much energy before the third Olympics.
Fair enough. Who would?
Right, but it almost seems like the way he was phrasing things, and it could be the translation. I got a hedging from him. I almost get Patrick Chan vibes, but I think he is more a performer and an athlete than Patrick really was. I think whatever he does, it'll be wow. You know, he's going to go out with some sort of a fight. But he's talking, like, it doesn't seem that winning his third gold medal is his objective. And maybe he doesn't feel it deep down, like the possibility. And I don't know that he has his narrative set out unless he does that quad axel.
Right.
but he's gonna coach himself. You think that's a smart idea?
Well, it's always been a mystery how much he was coaching himself in general, right?
Right, but when you're coaching yourself, are you just maintaining?
Well, and that's the thing. If you are maintaining, I see nothing wrong with that, especially someone as motivated and as talented as he is. But if you were indeed gunning for a third Olympic medal with stiff competition, or trying this wild card element that is outrageously difficult and never been achieved by anyone ever or close to it, I don't know that you can achieve that skating on your own. You have to have someone to help you zoom out and just sort of be your eyes, I would think.
Yeah, I think that it's not the decision I would make. He's a virtuoso. He can do whatever.
Yeah, I think that like it would be a trick to coach him at this point, because also like he knows what he's doing. So I think a coach would probably have to sit back more than with other people and be there when he needed them.
So I think that Masquerade song is offensive to people with ears, right?
I agree with you.
However, that performance was just, wow. It was like an explosion for like.
That's what he has. Even if it's just very open, just like a swizzle, he is doing it with such commitment and such gravitas, and he means it. Mm-hmm. And so suddenly I'm buying what he's selling, and it's like nails on a chalkboard, that music.
So many qualities that Nathan could never have, right?
You just don't have it. He does. Like, he was born with this thing, he has this thing, and it's a swagger, and it's powerful, and it's emotive, and it cannot be taught, and it's just there. And I would love to see him utilize that somehow. I don't know that this Olympics is out of reach. He's telling us it is, I think.
Listen, Nathan's bringing back Nemesis. There could be injuries. You never
know.
It is never over, okay? He is the Grand Dame. He is the Katerina bitch of the world, right? Like, come on.
Yes.
You see how he does that extra energy into
and Nathan is the Debbie Thomas. Do you know what I mean? In that, like, he's going
so rude. Okay.
No, but where one was like going for like with the head in the game, like gotta get the jumps, like da 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 da, and one went and just performed.
I think his style, his overall, he is more wow than Nathan.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. But
yeah.
Well,
even doing anything. Like literally, I've always joked that like when there's a really good singer, I could listen to them sing the phone book. Like it doesn't matter. And like it's the same way. I could watch Hanyu just like skate across the rink, and it's exciting.
I believe Paula Abdul used that example as well.
About the phone book?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even matter when someone is that good. So Nathan could do anything, or rather, Hanyu could do anything on the ice, and I'm already buying it.
I don't know. Aren't you loving these summer competitions and these shows?
Yes. Like, it feels so fulfilling to get like the actual content again.
They were freaking great.
I know. And Milwaukee delivered.
Yes.
You were pumping up this event. You're like, you just watched this junior ladies event
together in the same rink, okay?
Yeah.
It can't be just a war between North and South Jersey. We need the Yulias back together with that little Isabeau and Lindsay on the. I just want to watch. All right.
Yeah. It eclipsed what was happening at that LA Open, where it was just Hannah and Star, I think. But like the junior ladies was where it was at this past weekend.
Oh my God, there was so many great Galena moments on Tuesday. We were off because of the storm on Thursday, but like we're talking about the Nereyev music because my friend Emily is. She was like, this is, because I had sent it to her as an option, and she's like, you're not good enough for it. She was right. But okay. This is music. You just want to sit and listen and cry and think, open chest.
And she's right. And to me, there is so much music that can do that. I want everyone to be picking music that does that.
Then my friend Anya was skating some rock song that Chen and Zhao, maybe, I don't know if it was Once to Live Forever, but she was like, this is music more suitable for.
for the lighter. Grab the lighter, everybody.
Hear her do it. My God, the show. It was just.
Maybe she would think that about Bryan Adams as well.
And then we were like, I talked about how like when I sent her the video of my performance and she didn't reply, she was like, I have so many videos of you on my phone skating better. I don't need to reply to you.
Amazing.
Right. Oh, the net looks sexy, everyone.